CQ, calling all radio amateurs and listeners. This is GB2RS, the news broadcasting service of the Radio Society of Great Britain. This is a special broadcast to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the RSGB news service and is being read by Troy Golf 7 Lima Hotel Kilo, located at the National Radio Centre, Bletchley Park, and transmitting on 7.128 MHz. Thank you for joining us. It's Sunday the 28th of September, and here is the GB2RS news broadcast, prepared by the RSGB and intended for all radio amateurs and listeners. This bulletin is also available on the RSGB website at rsgb.org, where you will find links to groups and organisations that may be mentioned in this broadcast. I'll give you the news headlines. What are your must-see presentations at this year's RSGB convention? The RSGB invited the MP for Buckingham and Bletchley to the RSGB National Radio Centre for a private visit. And listen out for today's special 70th anniversary GB2RS news broadcasts. But before we begin today's news bulletin, we would like to share a special message from the RSGB President Bob Beebe, Golf Uniform 4, Yankee Oscar X-Ray, to mark the 70th anniversary of GB2RS. Bob says it is with a profound sense of respect and appreciation that today we mark the 70th anniversary of the GB2RS news service. Since 1955, volunteers have given their time and their voice to keep our radio community informed, connected and inspired. For many of us, GB2RS has been a constant and familiar presence in our radio lives. So on behalf of the RSGB, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all those who have played a part in the remarkable story for the last 70 years, and today we honour their legacy and reaffirm our commitments to the values and spirit that the GB2RS news service so proudly represents. And now we move on to today's news items. The programme for this year's RSGB convention has nearly 50 presentations for you to enjoy, including leading industry speakers such as Mike Walker, Victor Alpha 3 Mike Whiskey from Flex Radio, and Hans Summers, Golf Zero Uniform Papa Lima from QRP Labs. There will also be well-known names such as Neil Smith, Golf 4 Delta Bravo November, Radcom Technical Editor Peter Duffett Smith, Golf Mike 3 X-Ray Juliet Echo, Brian Coleman, Golf 4 November Sierra, and Walt Hudson, Kilo 4 Oscar Golf Oscar, known to many as Salty Walt. The annual RSGB event is your only opportunity within the UK to have access to this level of knowledge, learning and networking opportunities. As well as a packed full lecture programme, there will be nearly 20 special interest groups in attendance. So if you are thinking of pursuing a different area of the hobby, this is the perfect time to explore your options. To guarantee a place, you will need to purchase a ticket online via rsgb.org/convention before advance sales close on Sunday the 5th of October. Buying your ticket online not only guarantees your place, but it will also save you money when compared to the on-door ticket prices. If you are arriving on the Friday, why not join a private tour of Bletchley Park at 2:30 p.m, which has been arranged especially for convention attendees. In addition to this, and new for this year, RSGB National Radio Centre volunteer Patrick, 2 Echo Zero India Fox Bravo, will be running an informal introduction on getting started with low Earth orbiting satellites. The RSGB convention takes place from the 10th to the 12th of October at Kent's Hill Conference Centre in Milton Keynes. The RSGB was pleased to welcome Callan Anderson, MP for Buckingham and Bletchley, to the RSGB National Radio Centre at Bletchley Park last week. Callum enjoyed seeing the history of radio, watching live CW contacts, and listening to his voice coming back from space, having been relayed via a satellite. Callum was invited to meet a small group of senior RSGB representatives who emphasised the important role of amateur radio in encouraging young people into an engineering career. Getting involved in science, technology, engineering and maths activities gives a great foundation that could lead some young people to follow in the footsteps of radio amateur pioneers who led the development of many wireless technologies that we rely on today. Most importantly, the visit gave the RSGB an opportunity to show the problems that electromagnetic disturbance can cause to wireless reception. Examples of EMD include household appliances, broadband, fibre to the cabinet, green energy from solar panels and wind farms, where the signal levels are thousands of times stronger than the expected levels given in ITU recommendations. EMC Chair John Rogers, Mike 0, Juliet Alpha Victor, and Board Chair Stuart Bryant, Golf 3 Yankee Sierra X-Ray, explain that unless the year-on-year increases in background noise are stopped, many critical services and infrastructures could be impacted soon, just as the amateur radio bands are today. The RSGB looks forward to meeting again with Callum, who is the Parliamentary Private Secretary for Science, Innovation and Technology. Don't forget to listen out for the special one-off broadcasts from the RSGB National Radio Centre today, and the broadcasts are part of the celebrations which are taking place to mark the 70th anniversary of GB2RS. As well as this broadcast now at 2:30, listen out for one at 4 p.m, or go to rsgb.org/GB70RS for details of frequency and news readers. Excuse me. All listeners are welcome to join the pre and post news nets, which will be operating using the special event station GB70RS. The RSGB Lura high altitude balloon launch took place on Saturday the 20th of September and was a great success despite tricky weather conditions, which included rain and high winds. The balloon soared at a peak altitude of 48,556 feet before landing in a remote location in the Thurston Valley. Winners of the competition to win a £200 Moonraker voucher will be announced at the RSGB 2025 convention on Sunday the 12th of October. If you're wondering what you can do with your Lura tracker now that the RSGB challenge is finished, go to rsgb.org/Lura-balloon for a handy guide on how you can continue the fun. If you took part and would like to be included in a special feature in the December edition of Radcom, please send your photos and a short summary of your activity to comms@rsgb.org.uk by Wednesday the 1st of October. The Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games will be held from the 23rd of July to the 2nd of August 2026. The organisers are looking for amateur radio operators to volunteer and assist with radio spectrum and other technical tasks. Excuse me. To register as a radio volunteer, then email spectrum@glasgow2026.com to be sent a code that you can enter into the volunteer booking portal. For more information and to apply to become a volunteer, visit the volunteering tab at glasgow2026.com. I do beg your pardon. Wednesday the 1st of October sees the launch of UK Boaters' second annual celebration of the work carried out by the volunteers of the Royal Observer Corps. Activate or hunt any UK Boater ROC bunker reference during October to qualify. More details are available at ukboater.org. As always, please send details of your news and events to redcom@rsgb.org.uk. The deadline for submissions is 10 a.m. on Thursdays before the Sunday broadcast each week. Now we move on to details of rallies and events. Carmarthen Amateur Radio Society is holding a surplus equipment sale on Saturday the 4th of October at the Cumerdad Community Hall. The doors will be open from 8:30 a.m. for traders, 9:30 a.m. for disabled access, and from 10 a.m. for all visitors. All radio amateurs and shortwave listeners are welcome. Limited parking is available outside the hall, and more is available on the main road. For more information or to book a table, contact Andy, Golf Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima X-Ray, on 07768 282 880. That's 07768 282 880. On Sunday the 5th of October, the 50th Welsh Rally takes place at Llanwern High School, Hartridge Farm Road, Newport in South Wales. The doors open for traders from 7 a.m. and for the public from 9:30 a.m. Admission costs £3, and for more information email Welsh Radio Rally, that's all one word, at gmail.com. On Sunday the 12th of October, the Autumn Dartmoor Radio Club Rally takes place at Yelverton War Memorial Hall, Meavy Lane, Yelverton. The doors open at 10 a.m. and admission is £3. For more information, email 2 Echo 0 Romeo Papa Hotel at gmail.com. Also on Sunday the 12th, Hornsea Amateur Radio Club's annual radio rally takes place at Driffield Showground in East Yorkshire. Exhibitors can gain access from 8 a.m. and visitors are welcome from 10 a.m. For more information, email Lima Bravo Juliet Pinkney #1 at hotmail.co.uk. I'll repeat that. That's Lima Bravo Juliet Papa India November Kilo November Echo Yankee 1 at hotmail.co.uk. Now we move on to the special event news. Paul Victor Kilo 5 Papa Alpha Sierra is active as Victor 18 Papa Oscar Lima until tomorrow the 29th to celebrate Australia's annual National Police Week. Recently the station was spotted using FT8 on the 20-metre band. QSL via Victor Kilo 5 Papa Alpha Sierra, Logbook of the World and EQSL. 8 special call signs are in use until the 12th of October to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Swedish Amateur Radio Association. Look for activity on the 160 to 6 metre bands using CW, SSB and digital modes. For details of an award that is available for working the stations, please visit tinyurl.com/Sierra Sierra Alpha -100. And now the DX news. The Salamis radio team is active as Sugar X-Ray 8 Alpha Juliet X-Ray from Salamina Island, IOTA EU07 until Tuesday the 30th of September. Operators are using CW, SSB and digital modes on the HF bands and via satellite. QSLs will be uploaded to Logbook of the World and Club Log. Janusz, Sugar Papa 9 Fox India Hotel, is active as Victor Kilo 9 Sugar Papa 9 Fox India Hotel from Christmas Island, IOTA Oscar Charlie 002 until Friday the 3rd of October. Look for activity on the 30 to 10 metre bands using SSB and FT8. QSL via Club Lugs OQRS. Now we move on to the contest news. The CQ Worldwide DX RTTY contest started at 0000 UTC yesterday the 27th and ends at 23:59 UTC today the 28th. Using RTT on the 80 to 10 metre bands where contests are permitted, the exchange is signal report and CQ zone. Note that the UK is in zone 14. Also today, the UK microwave group 5.7 and 10 GHz contest runs from 0600 to 1800 UTC. Using all modes on the 5.7 and 10 GHz frequencies, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. On Wednesday the 1st of October, the RSGB 144 MHz FT8 activity 4-hour contest runs from 1700 to 2100 UTC. Using FT8 on the 2 metre band, the exchanges report and 4-character locator. Also on Wednesday the 1st, the RSGB 144 MHz FT8 activity 2-hour contest runs from 1900 to 2100 UTC. Using FT8 on the 2 metre band, the exchanges report and 4-character locator. Note that stations entering the 4-hour contest may also enter the 2-hour contest. Also on Wednesday the 1st, the United Kingdom and Ireland Contest Club 80 metre contest runs from 2000 to 2100 UTC. Using SSB on the 80 metre band, the exchange is your 6-character locator. The Oceania DX SSB contest runs from 0600 UTC on Saturday the 4th to 0600 UTC on Sunday the 5th of October. Using SSB on the 160 to 10 metre bands where contests are permitted, the exchange is signal report and serial number. On Saturday the 4th, the RSGB 2.3 GHz trophy contest runs from 1400 UTC to 2200 UTC. Using all modes on the 13 cm band, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. Also Saturday the 4th, the RSGB 1.2 GHz trophy contest runs from 1400 UTC to 2200 UTC. Using all modes on the 23 cm band, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. Both the IARU and the RSGB 432 MHz to 245 GHz contests run from 1400 UTC on Saturday the 4th to 1400 UTC on Sunday the 5th of October. Using all modes on 432 MHz to 245 GHz frequencies, the exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. On Sunday the 5th of October, the UK microwave group 24 to 78 GHz contest runs from 0900 UTC to 1700 UTC. You're using all modes on the 24 to 70, I think it's 76 GHz frequencies actually, not 78, I apologise there. The exchange is signal report, serial number and locator. Now the radio propagation report, compiled by Golf 0 Kilo Yankee Alpha, Golf 3 Yankee Lima Alpha and Golf 4 Bravo Alpha Oscar on Thursday the 25th of September. Last week was good for HF propagation for a number of reasons. Firstly, we're now entering autumn, which offers better propagation prospects than summer. Secondly, the solar flux index has remained high at up to 184 as of last Thursday the 25th. We had a week of near normal geomagnetic conditions with a low KP index, no Earth directed coronal mass ejections and a relatively quiet solar wind. These have all combined to give excellent HF propagation, including openings on the 10 metre band using FM and transatlantic 10 metre contacts being possible in the afternoon. The maximum usable frequency or MUF, over a 3,000 kilometre path, according to PropQuest, has been mainly in excess of 30 MHz during daylight hours. The KQ2H repeater in upstate New York, with an output frequency of 29.620 MHz, has been loud at times in the afternoon and is a good indicator of HF propagation. Expect it to get better as we enter October. Other US stations have also been heard on the 10 metre band using FM, including one in Ohio. Steve, Golf Zero, Kilo Yankee Alpha, was surprised to hear the Golf Bravo 3X Mike Bravo 10 metre beacon on 28.287 MHz from Waddington in Lancashire this week. Steve remarked that it's 175 miles to Norfolk as the crow flies. He said that the signal didn't sound like backscatter, so that's quite a distance for 10 metre ground wave. Other DX worked, according to CDXC, included Fox Papa 5 Kilo Echo, the Saint Pierre and Miquelon DXpedition. The station could be heard on everything from top band to 10 metres. Victor 6 Delta in Micronesia has been worked on the 40 and 10 metre bands using CW. Other highlights include Delta 2 Uniform Sierra Uniform in Fiji on the 12 metre band using FT8, and 9 Yankee 4 9 Romeo in Trinidad and Tobago on the 10 metre band using FM. Next week, NOAA predicts that the solar flux index may fall to be in the 159 to 170 range. Geomagnetic conditions are predicted to be poor tomorrow the 29th, with a KP index of 5, and again between the 3rd and 5th of October, also with a predicted KP index of 5. Expect decreased MUFs for a few days until the ionosphere recovers. And now the VHF and propagation news from Golf 3 Yankee Lima Alpha and Golf 4 Bravo Alpha Oscar. Next week also looks to be typical for autumn. It will be a mix of Atlantic weather systems bringing lows and their fronts, which may offer some rain scatter for those on the gigahertz bands. The other side of the coin is areas of high pressure or mostly weak ridges, in this case mainly affecting the south and east of the country. This is the point where tropo operators can move in with paths probably favouring the North Sea and Scandinavia up to the weekend, and then across to the continent and down to Spain during the coming week. It is worth remembering that tropo can exist throughout the 24 hours across water and along coasts like the North Sea and English Channel, although the portion of a path overland can weaken during daytime. The meteor scatter prospects remain in the random territory, so are best in the early morning. Recent activity with geomagnetic disturbances suggests that aurora should continue to be a part of the operating list in the coming week. Check for a hollow note of warble on HF signals or for a KP index greater than 5, and then consider turning your VHF arrays to the north. For EME operators, moon declination reaches its minimum tomorrow the 29th, so from then on we will see lengthening moon windows and increasing peak elevation. The moon's distance from Earth started to decrease after apogee on Friday the 26th, meaning path losses are falling. 144 MHz sky noise will be high today the 28th and peaks at around 2800 Kelvin tomorrow the 29th, before dropping back to low for the rest of the week. And that's all from the propagation team this week. That also ends this week's GB2RS broadcast from the RSGB National Radio Centre at Bletchley Park, brought to you by Troy G7LHK Lima Hotel Kilo. It is compiled by the Radio Society of Great Britain, which represents amateur radio and radio amateurs within the United Kingdom and internationally. News items for GB2RS, Radcom magazine and the RSGB website should be sent to the editorial team as far in advance as possible by email to radcom@rsgb.org.uk. The deadline is 10 AM on Thursdays. The RSGB retains the copyright over the material transmitted. The full schedule of GB2RS broadcasts can be downloaded from rsgb.org/RSGB schedule. I'll read that again. It's rsgb.org/GB2RS schedule. I should know that one by now. GB2RS is not licensed for two-way communication, but calls will be welcomed after close down under the call sign GB7LHK. So until next Sunday, 7/3, and have a good week from the GB2RS news team. GB2RS has now closed down, and this is Golf Bravo 70 Romeo Sierra. We will first of all go to our president, Bob Beebe. Golf Bravo 4 Romeo Sierra. Over to you, Bob, please. Over.
GB2RS, this is Golf Bravo 4 Romeo Sierra, and I just want to say a big thank you to the news today, and it's absolutely a historical event. 70 years is just unbelievable, and it's just great to hear the news, and I'm sure everybody across the British Isles or the United Kingdom appreciated everything you've said today. So I just want to say a big thanks to everybody at Bletchley Park, everybody volunteering and supporting the GB2RS network across the UK, and what an absolutely fantastic day. These are the days we have to remember, and I'm really proud to be part of this. So good luck, and thanks for all the input and all the effort, and everybody there at Bletchley and across the UK. So just very excited about this. It is great. So back to you, GB70RS, GB4RS.
GB4RS, GB70 Romeo Sierra. Very good afternoon, Bob, and many thanks for calling in again this afternoon. I must say it's been a great pleasure to be a part of this celebration today at Bletchley Park, and all the guys here that volunteer at the centre have been most welcoming. It's been a fantastic experience, and I will certainly be coming down here again when I've got a few more hours spare. But thanks for everything you do also, Bob, and a pleasure to talk to you this afternoon. Golf Bravo 4 Romeo Sierra from Golf Bravo 70 Romeo Sierra 7/3, and all the very best to you.
Yeah, all the very best, and all the very best, Troy, to everybody that's listening, and good luck with the pilot now. 7/3 and all the best. Bye-bye.
Yeah, 7/3, I reckon we are going to get a pilot. Okay, many thanks there. Right, we'll go to let's call out now, actually. Any other stations that wish to call in, please? This is Golf Bravo 70 Romeo Sierra.
Golf 70 Golf Delta 3 Tango.